Welcome to Yoga with Katie. Today we're going to be doing an introduction to yoga. So this is more of a conversation about how to get into yoga and things to look for. Now, what really helps beginners, if you feel like you're really tight and you're not flexible and you're maybe a little bit nervous and have absolutely no idea of what you're jumping into, this is personally what I recommend and how you can get into those shapes. So first, let's talk about props. We have a strap. Now, straps are good for lengthening your arms. If you feel like you have something that's hard to reach, the strap can bring it closer towards you. You have your blocks, which can bring the floor closer towards you. So if you feel like you're reaching for the floor but can't quite get there, the blocks bring that floor closer. And then lastly, we have a bolster. This is really great to sit and to lean on. That gives your hips or a place to rest your head. It brings that extra expansion into the body. That way you don't feel all kind of crumpled up into a pose. I will start by saying seated poses, sitting on the ground in general is hard. That is a acquired skill that is not very common in America. It's very rare that we sit on the floor. So just learning how to do that first is very beneficial. And a way to do that is first off using your bolster. Now you can use a big folded blanket or a big fluffy pillow. You don't have to use a bolster per se. And you're just going to sit on it. And what that does is that elevates your hips. So now you have some room in your hips. They're not all tight up towards you. You have that room in the front of the body, and that also tilts your pelvis. So imagine this block is your pelvis, right? So as we're sitting on the floor without the prop, your tailbone is going to tuck under, and now you're rounding your spine. Versus you're sitting on the bolster, that'll have your pelvis upright, maybe even leaning forward a little bit, and now your tailbone is pointing back behind you to lengthen the lower back. So from the side, it can look like this. You can have your legs crossed or planted or whatever's comfortable for you, but the idea is that your hips are tilted back. You have a long lower spine because the more that we round and sit into it, we're not lengthening all the way through where we need to, depending on the pose. So let's start with forward fold even. So you've got sitting on the floor. Now your teacher tells you to reach for your toes. So if you've got your prop, you've got space in your hips, you've got a long lower back now, I would take the strap and reach that around your feet. So even here, you could start right here and then slide your feet forward. You're grabbing onto the straps, and now that's adding extension to your arms. From here, you're sitting tall, you're feeling the stretch in the hamstring, and you can even pull on that strap to pull your chest forward, maybe even pulling your feet back. Feel the stretch even in the back of the ankle. So that right there is a nice beginner move. Another place to start to find some comfort in your shapes is child's pose is a very, very popular one. And so we're going to be on our knees, and I love a bolster for this one too. You bring your pillow or your blanket and you put it on your feet. And then now as you spread your knees wide, you can sit on the pillow and reach your arms forward. And listen, you can hang out right here. Sometimes this is enough. You don't have to be all the way down here on the floor, but if you feel like your hips are tight and your lower back is tight, give yourself something to sit on versus if your heels and your hips are touching already, then you're going to feel that nice big stretch. So give yourself the grace and the patience to use your props into that stuff. As you get more comfortable knowing more poses and more shapes, you're going to start to integrate your blocks in or out, or the other props, not just your blocks, but you're integrating your props in and out of your practice to build that confidence, to build that flexibility and that strength. And what we're going for is mobility, right? Now, yoga has an array of benefits, but a good place to start is just mobility. Learning how to sit on the floor, learning how to get up from the floor, learning how to be comfortable in your own body so that you can carry that out into the real world. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask me. This was just a quick little introduction of things that you might need, things that you can expect, and to give you a base understanding of it is okay to be new, and it is okay to feel a little awkward while you're doing it. I'll see you next time. Thank you.